our most important philosophies in van life is to travel slower and see everything. We've met many van lifers, and their biggest regrets include traveling too quickly and not stopping to see many of the places along the way. Plus, there's an additional reason to slow down. Pain and stiffness can steal your joy, make you irritable, and can affect your overall health. Here are some ways you can prevent pain and reduce stiffness while traveling. Warning, this also has a side effect of enjoying your trip more and making more and greater memories. Happy travels. We are the Disadvantaged Journey. We invite you to ride along on our epic adventure as we live the van life. Come explore amazing places, see nature in its element through all terrains and seasons. We eat incredible food on the road and meet amazing individuals living alternative lifestyles. Come experience the incredible privilege of seeing wildlife as we tour this great nation. Welcome aboard.
Hi guys. So one of the very first and most important things you can do is ensure that everything is correct in the cockpit before a trip. So every time you get into the vehicle, just double check and make sure everything is set up like it should be. Especially after somebody else has driven the vehicle, you'll want to make sure that everything's adjusted again to your height and stature and everything else and your comfort level. Now there's some important components of the cockpit itself. The chair should be at a 100 to 110 degree angle, so you're slightly leaning backwards in the seat. That's optimum. Never 90 degrees. That's sitting up too straight and you're actually putting pressure on your tailbone. Another thing that you can do is you can actually put a rolled up towel in the small of your back, and this will also help with your posture. Another important key feature. Another thing is that the chair or the seat of the chair should actually be angled upward just slightly, or if it is straight, you'll want to make sure that when you actually have your feet on the pedals, that your knees are slightly above your hip, and that takes the pressure off, again, the tailbone. Now, when I took driving, they always recommended that you were at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel. However, there's been some new data and research out there, and now they're actually recommending, because of armrests and things in vehicles, that you're actually at 9 and 3. So this gives you a better angle on your arm, so your arm isn't activating the muscles all the time and getting tired and cramped up. So another key feature. Make sure that the rear view mirror is adjusted and your mirrors are adjusted for you in your position. And while you're driving, if you're driving on a highway, set the cruise control. And when you set the cruise control, put your feet flat on the floor. This will also help reduce any strain and stress. So as I mentioned in the introduction, a really easy, important way to reduce pain and stiffness while traveling is to not travel very much. Basically, you shouldn't be traveling more than an hour at most without having a stop of some kind to get up, get out of your vehicle, and go to the bathroom, stretch, whatever you need to do, but you should be stopping regularly at least every hour. This will substantially reduce your chance of pain and stiffness while traveling. So a lot of pain and stiffness issues are actually caused by inflammation, and inflammation can be treated quite effectively with heat and cold. So whether you have heated seats installed in your vehicle, you can also use a heating pad that plugs into your 12-volt lighter. There's also heated blankets as options that would help cover your hip area if that's where you have a lot of pain. Heated steering wheel is absolutely fantastic, and I think you can buy actually covers for your steering wheel that are heated. Those are fantastic if you're driving around in cold areas, because they really prevent the arthritic feeling of driving on a cold winter day in your vehicle. Another thing is to control the temperature in your vehicle. So you want to make sure when it is cold outside that you allow the vehicle to warm up and actually have warmth within the cabin itself. You want to combine that heat with cold. The heat and cold mix and altering of them is what actually helps reduce the inflammation. The cold reduces the swelling, but the heat actually causes the muscles to relax a bit. So in combination, it really helps quite effectively. Okay, so we have the cockpit checked and it's adjusted for us completely. We have the vehicle on and warming up and the heater on, and we get up and get out and check our pockets. Make sure we don't have a wallet or phone in there, anything that can actually cause our hips to be misaligned, and that'll cause pain and swelling and stiffness as well. You'll want to make sure that you do some mild stretching. You want to stretch your neck muscles, you want to stretch your shoulders, you want to stretch your calves and hamstrings, and just basically just very mild stretching, just so that you get a little bit of lubrication in all of your joints before heading out on your trip. So one other thing I haven't mentioned yet is that vibration can be actually very detrimental and cause a lot of swelling and stiffness. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your vehicle is in good repair, that your shocks and struts are all working properly. You want to try to avoid really bad roads. That's not always possible if you're camping up logging roads a lot or on dirt roads. But as much as you can humanly do, it's great to reduce vibration. Some other things are, it can actually be a little bit detrimental to you if you're actually using a massage function on your seat. So you probably don't want to have that on while you're driving, because the vibration itself can cause damage. So if you can avoid the use of that, that would be fantastic. It'll help you a lot on a long trip. Okay, finally, one other thing you can do is to get yourself in better shape. So by doing a little bit of cardio during the day, and cardio can be just walking. If that's what you're able to do, try to do some walking. And you want to see things anyway, so you're going to want to try to walk. Even just walking can increase your cardiovascular health, and having good cardiovascular health helps pump all that blood around and hopefully not allow it to pool as much in your legs or in other areas where it can cause pain and inflammation and stiffness there either. So get yourself in shape. Make sure you're drinking enough water while you're traveling. That's another thing people forget to do quite often. And you also, if you have pain in certain areas all the time, you might want to get some arnica cream or gel or something, because that can actually be preventative as well and really help increase the circulation in the area. So all the best to you. I hope this really helps, and I hope you got some ideas out of it. Thanks.